Have you ever drawn a trend line and missed the entry? Or the market hits you out before going to your direction? Or you are waiting for the market to come to a certain point before you execute and you miss the trade? If you fall under any of these categories, then this video is for you. In this video, I'll show you how to use trend line and Quasimodo pattern to find high probability setups. I will also show you some of the trades I took last week and how you can 10x your profit using this simple strategy. So make sure you watch this video to the end, because at the end of this video I will also expose some of the things you need to catch big moves using this simple strategy. But before we jump in, I am Jay Merije. I'm a Forex trader and I want to teach people how to trade like pro. So all you have to do is to click that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever we drop a new video like this. And don't forget to join our Telegram community. There we share trading tips, trading signals, and also we teach people how to trade like pro in our community. Just check the link in the description of this video. Now without further ado, let's jump in. As you all know that whenever the market breaks a trend line, there's a possibility that the market will reverse from there. But the problem is some people find it difficult to get the exact point or mark the exact point where the market will reverse from. So what if I tell you that you can combine Quasimodo pattern and this trend line to find sniper entry that can 10x your profits? So how do you do that? First, you start by marking out your Quasimodo pattern, and secondly, you wait for the market to break the trend line. When the market breaks the trend line, this shows that the market is ready to reverse from that area. But the Quasimodo pattern will help you to find the area or the point of interest where the market will reverse from. In fact, without wasting any time, let's jump into the chart. Before we jump in, I want to know what Quasimodo pattern is. This is Quasimodo pattern. First, this one is a sweep, this one is a break of structure, and now we have inducement. This one is inducement, and now after the inducement we have another break of structure. Just screenshot this pattern and drop it somewhere. This is Quasimodo pattern for uptrend or for buys. Okay, so anytime you see this pattern, just get ready for reversals. Quasimodo patterns most times, in most cases, are used for reversals. Okay, and the POI, which is the point of interest you should focus on, is this. Okay, so whenever the price comes back to this point, you look for buys from here, and boom, you get in and buy. Okay, so likewise, this is also Quasimodo pattern for sales. Okay, this is for reversals. I said it before that Quasimodo patterns are used for reversals. So anytime you see this pattern, just get ready for sales. Okay, so this is your sweep, your break of structure, inducement, another break of structure after the inducement. Just get ready and wait for the price to tap into your POI and then sell. Okay, so now you know what Quasimodo pattern looks like. Let's jump into GBP JPY and AUD JPY, and you will see a trading example on how you can catch more than 5 risks to reward, 10 risks to reward using this simple Quasimodo pattern with trend line break. And here you have the trend line first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch. As you can see, this trend line is valid because it's have more than 3 touches. Okay, so as a trend line trader, or if you want to use this trend line and Quasimodo pattern, just wait for the market to break this trend line. And if you zoom, you see here, when the market tap into this trend line, it ranged and broke this trend line. So when the market broke this trend line, some people will enter and sell it from here. But if you sell from here, you are wrong, because you have not identified the right point of interest here. Okay, so when you see a trend line break like this, try and check if there is a Quasimodo pattern before that trend line break. If there is a Quasimodo pattern before that trend line break, then the point of interest at that Quasimodo pattern should be your entry, even if it will take you more than 3 days to wait for the price to come back to that point of interest. Please wait. And here we have our sweep, break of structure, and now here is our inducement. Then before the break, another break of structure. Okay, so you can see it clearly. Here is a sweep, break of structure, inducement, and break of structure. Make sure that the inducement is very near to the point of interest. Okay, this is the point of interest, and your point of interest should be order block or supply zone. If you zoom it very well, you see this is a massive drop. Okay, so this is a supply. Okay, so we use the supply as our point of interest and as you can see, the inducement was near that point of interest, which validated this Quasimodo pattern. So now, as you can see here, we have a trend line break and a Quasimodo pattern. Some people who don't know about this strategy will try to sell immediately they see trend line break, and they will get stopped out, okay, before they remove. Why some people will wait for the market to pull up to the inducement before selling, and that is wrong, because you are still selling at the wrong zone, okay? So the right place to sell is at that POI that have inducement, okay, and cover the high of that sweep, which is this high, okay. Then your target should be the next low, the next obvious low, or the next demand. As you can see, this is a demand zone, okay, so just target it, and this is 1:8 risk to reward. So this was one of the trades I took last week, and if you go to my trading journal, so here was the trade I took last week. This I dropped it on my trading journal that I have on Telegram. So this was another trade I took on AUDJPY. As you can see, here is a trend line break, and after the trend line break, we have Quasimodo, okay. So this was screenshots before I took the trade, and this was screenshots after taking the trade. And this again is another trade I shared with the community members. Here we have sweep, break of structure, inducement, and another break of structure. So this is Quasimodo pattern, and there is the trend line break. This is the trend line break. We have first touch, second touch, and third touch, and after that we have break, okay. So this trend line break shows that the trend is about to change, or the market is about to change its position. If you come back to this 4 hours time frame, you see that the point of interest was exactly at the trend line. So this makes this trade a high probability setup, because the market is retesting the trend line and at the same time touching our POI with inducements, okay. So I shared this trade with our Telegram community members here, and now we are on profit. After that, I told them to do break even, and this trade was consolidating here. After everything, it hits break even. I'm still hoping that the trade will fall from here and go to TP, even though we have closed the trade on break even, but this is a high probability setup for me. So the message is Quasimodo pattern with trend line break can give you a high probability setup. Master this strategy and you will thank me later. Don't forget that no strategy works 100% all the time. To apply risk management, if you have any question, don't hesitate to drop it in the comment box. In summary, the trend line break will help you to confirm that the market is about to reverse, but you don't have to click buy or sell immediately you see a trend line break. You have to find your point of interest, and the point of interest you are going to use is the point of interest in the Quasimodo pattern. So I've showed you some trades I took on AUDJPY and GBPJPY last week, and I also share some of the trades with the community members. So if you have not joined the community, check the link in the description of this video, and don't forget, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.